Today, I'm going to be doing a first impressions video on a skincare device. If you've been around for a while, you know that I love to review home skincare devices to keep up the appearance of my skin and the benefits that I've received from in-office treatments. My name is Cindy, I'm 58 years old, and I love to review skincare, hair care, and a little bit of minimalist makeup for mature women. If you haven't subscribed yet, definitely click that notification bell, hit that like button, and join the Beyond 50 Skin community. If you're already a member of our community, welcome back. I've done year-long reviews of laser, microcurrent, LED. Now I'm going to be doing a long-term review of home radio frequency. I know you've heard about all the fat melting that can go on with radio frequency. Trust me, this device is not going to get anywhere warm enough to cause you any fat pad loss in the sub-Q area. If you're concerned about that, do your research. As always, I recommend that you check out the precautions before using any at-home device and know your medical conditions. There may be contraindications for you. So let's get into my first impressions of the NEWA at-home radio frequency device. The NEWA radio frequency device. I've been trying it for about 2 weeks. It's different from LED red light therapy. It's different from microcurrent and nanocurrent, and it's different from laser. It works by radio frequency. They have these little bipolar radio frequency heads. There are 3 of them in there. It warms up the skin to increase collagen and elastin. So similar concept to some other home devices by inducing warmth to the skin, heating up the skin in the deeper layers. The idea is that it stimulates collagen and elastin production to help reduce wrinkles and hopefully improve the look of these saggy baggies on the side of my face. I'm doing 3 zones, so I'm gonna do my little jowls that I have here, nasal labial folds, and on either side. And then I'm gonna do under my chin, this loose skin under my chin. So I'm gonna do 3 zones. Now I have the corded version, and you just plug it in. This is the classic. You plug it in and you want it to be in the off position. So on 0, if you can see that. And then it has levels 1 and level 2. The idea is to get it to level 2, but if it's too warm, then you just turn it down to level 1. So I had to kind of play around with this to get the right zones. At first I was using it in kind of too large of a zone. You have to kind of break down your skin into zones. So I have lower jowls on either side. So 1, 2, and then under my chin. You never want to do the thyroid, of course, with any of these home devices. You don't want to introduce any kind of pressure to the thyroid or heat to the thyroid. So avoid that area. And as always, read the directions. So it took me a couple weeks to kind of get the hang of this, but now I feel super comfortable. It's not too warm. I know I have found some home devices too warm to use on my skin. And so I had to really tamp down the intensity, but I can use this at level 2 throughout the treatment. And I'll show you, the treatment is about 4 minutes per zone. So it's about 12 minutes. And I've been using it on the intense treatment mode, which is 3 to 5 times a week. I've been able to do 5 times a week. And you do that for the first 30 days. So that's kind of what I'm in the middle of. I've done it for my first 15 days and I have 2 more weeks to go. Now I will have a Botox treatment in between that. So I'm going to take 2 weeks off. So my 30-day trial won't end until sometime in June. All right, so I'm going to apply a really thick bead of gel here. Boop, 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 boop. And you want to get a nice thick bead of gel and you want it in the off position. You're going to apply your conducting gel first and then you're going to turn it on and go through the treatment. So I'm going to do my right side here first. So I just apply the gel with the device off, nice thick layer. And this comes with the gel itself. You don't have to buy it separate. It comes with the kit. And this is for sensitive skin. So if you have sensitive skin, you're going to like this particular gel. All right, so now I'm going to turn it on. Now that I've got a nice thick layer in the area that I'm going to treat, I turn it on and you'll see that it turns blue. And then to start the treatment, you turn it and it starts flashing. I'm going to hold this sideways so you can see it. So it starts off blue flashing, and as it heats up the skin, it's going to turn to green. So when it turns to green, that means your treatment is actually happening and you can feel the device warming. You want to move it in circles, up and down, constantly moving. If you hold it in one place, it kind of gets too warm. You don't want to leave it in one place too long. You want to continually move the device in small circles. And we haven't quite gotten to green yet, but I can feel my skin warming up. It's certainly not too warm. It takes about 30 seconds, as you can see, to get the device to start turning green, which means it's at the temperature to deliver the dose of radio frequency to make the treatment. And it will kind of go on and off green, and then eventually my skin will heat up to the temperature and it will stay flashing green. And if you have questions about radio frequency, I know there's some concerns, or there have been in the news, sensationalized in the news, about fat pad loss with radio frequency, but that's an in-office treatment. This is at-home treatment, safe to use at home. It's not going to cause fat pad loss. It can't actually get to the sub-Q level to cause, that's where the fat pads are, to actually heat that up and melt your fat. So don't worry about that with this device. Now, if it gets too warm, you can turn it down to level 1. But like I said, I've been using it on level 2 the whole time I've been trialing it with absolutely no discomfort. So, all right, I'm gonna speed this up and we'll treat the other side. I'm just gonna wipe off the conducting gel from both the probes and my face and treat the other side. So there you can see that it's turned green, so the treatment has started. And like I said, it takes about 30 seconds for my skin to heat up to the point where it's delivering the treatment. Small circles, you can go faster or slower depending on your tolerance for the heat. If it's too hot, you can slow down or speed up. And then it tends to not feel quite so warm in that area. You just kind of have to, it's a bit of a learning curve when you're first starting to use it, but after that, it's like super simple. And as you can see, the redness on my right side is already dissipating. So it doesn't cause any irritation to my skin. And you know me, I'm pretty sensitive, so I would not use a device that caused irritation. So, and sometimes I get the gel on the side, so I just wipe it there. And keep it in the treatment area, little jowls, nasolabial folds. And the last treatment area I'll do is under my chin. Now, like if you do stop moving, it does get too warm. So you got to keep moving either in larger circles or smaller little circles. It seems a little warmer in smaller circles, so go larger if you want to cool things down a little bit, if it's a little bit too hot, but just don't stop moving. This treatment area is finished, and I'm going to move on to the area under my chin. Now you might be wondering when to use this if you're using other at-home skincare devices. So this would be first, then you can do your microcurrent and then LED, which would be a really great combination because you can calm down the skin, get your microcurrent in after this, and then use your LED to reduce any inflammation from your treatment. LED is great for reducing inflammation. So that's how I would use it. And whether you do it in the morning or the evening, probably really doesn't matter if you, you know, depending on where you have time. I typically do it in the evening. I've moved most of my skincare devices to the evening, so it's easy to incorporate into the rest of your skincare treatments that you're doing at home, or your skincare devices that you're doing at home. I am finding this after a little bit of a learning curve. My first impressions are it's easy to use. It doesn't cause any pain or discomfort or irritation to my skin, which is awesome as someone who has sensitive skin. If it did cause irritation and discomfort, I probably wouldn't use it because I don't need any more inflammation in my skin. You can see the treatment areas that I just did are already, they're not even red, even, you know, without using any LED. So treatment is NEWA, microcurrent, LED, and then your regular skincare. You always want to do the NEWA on clean skin, but you don't want your skincare on there because it'll interfere or cause impedance. So it just won't deliver the heat the way it's supposed to. Oh, double beep, that means this treatment is done. I just wipe off the treatment heads and unplug it. Now, this one is corded, so I don't need to charge it, which I actually kind of find, I have so many devices these days that I have to charge. I am so sick of charging things, and sometimes they don't hold a charge or you forget your charger. So I mean, it's a little more cumbersome, like if you're traveling, to have a cord, but I've actually preferred this because I also tried the cordless version. I actually prefer this. All right, so that's treatment done. no redness to speak of, and super easy. So we'll see how this 30-day trial goes. But as far as first impressions, super easy to use, super easy to incorporate into my skincare routine. Not too hot, doesn't take too much time. You know, it is 12 minutes because I'm doing 1, 2, 3 zones. Each treatment is 4 minutes, but it seems to be fitting in really easily. Hope you guys are having a skintastic day.